اهلا بيكم يا جماعه. دلوقتي في نيويورك جالنا انفيتيشن بلاي ستيشن ان احنا نحضر اللانش ايفنت بتاع سبايدر مان، وصراحه يا جماعه مكان حلو قوي. يلا بينا نخش مع بعض.
We had a very strong vision for what we wanted to do with the Spider-Man game, and we had a story we wanted to tell, and we knew a lot about it. But that said, as we've shown the game over the course of the last couple years, you know, fans are always looking, they're always like telling us stuff, and there's certainly been things they've caught or things that they've mentioned. Everything from web swinging speed to some stuff on our dive bomb mechanic. So we're kind of always listening for things that we think they're pointing out, and it's been great to have them kind of out there and trying to help us in any way they can make a great game. And so we're always happy to take that kind of constructive and supportive feedback from fans anytime. And you know, in some ways we're making this game for fans ourselves. Like we are fans of Spider-Man. We wanted to make a great Spider-Man experience, and that was a really exciting thing. This is not based on a comic book. Marvel Spider-Man is not based on a comic book, it's not based on a movie. It's a completely original universe, it's a completely original story. We had a ton of freedom to kind of shake things up. If you've ever read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics by Brian Michael Bendis, you kind of know what this is like. He shook a ton of things up, but he still was very true to the characters and their DNA, and so that was our goal. You're not playing a teenage Peter Parker, he's 23, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years, he's out of college, has his first job. So we're telling kind of a new coming-of-age story. You don't have to have read any comics, you don't have to have seen any movies. As long as you kind of know the base story that, hey, Peter Parker gets bit by a spider and fights crime as Spider-Man, you can start this game from the beginning, and we're not assuming that you know anything. So we're really excited for people to check it out because it's our own original universe and our own original story. So Marvel Spider-Man's a big game. The average playtester took like 20 hours or so to play through the game. They were doing some side content, but like the average person on normal difficulty, if you play on harder, it could take longer. And there's just a ton of stuff to do, and some people took far longer because there's so much side content in the game and in the open world. That doesn't count any of the future DLC, that's just the base game only. So it's a big game with a lot of things to do for players.
ماشي يا جماعه، احنا لسه مجربين اللعبه لمده انا لعبتها بتاع ساعه كده مثلا. لعبتها من الاول خالص، يعني بدايه اللعبه وكده، فاللي هو كنت قاعد بتعلم الكنترولز وكده. بصراحه التوتوريالز حلوه قوي، واحلى حاجه في اللعبه الكومبات، يعني الضرب في اللعبه حلو قوي، والاصوات وانت بتضرب الناس وكده حلوه قوي. وبعدين لعبتها بالمصري كمان، يعني هي اللعبه فيها فويس اوفر بالمصري، بس المنيو والكلام اللي بيتكتب مش بالعربي، لا يعني عادي بالانجلش او باللغه اللي انت عايز تختارها. يعني اللعبه اوبن وورلد، في قصه رئيسيه انت بتعملها، وبعدين في سايد ميشنز، وفي بقى حاجات انت بتقعد تجمعها في اللعبه زي مثلا باك باكس، زي حاجات كده. بس يا جماعه سيبكم الكلام ده كله، تعالوا والله نتفرج على المنظر الجميل ده مع بعض يعني. يا جماعه اللي عاجبني برضه في اللعبه قوي الجرافيكس بتاع اللعبه حلو جدا. يعني كنا بنلعب بلاي ستيشن برو، ان البلاي ستيشن يطلع الجرافيكس دي يعني دي حاجه حلوه قوي يعني. جرافيكس حلوه قوي، جرافيكس المدينه عامه، جرافيكس سبايدر مان نفسه، جرافيكس الشخصيات اللي في اللعبه، لا حلوه قوي يعني، في تفاصيل باينه جدا في وشوش الشخصيات وكده يعني. وبعدين اكتر حاجه الناس بتحبها في لعبه سبايدر مان هو ان انت تقعد تنط من مبنى لمبنى وتتشقلب والحركات بتاعته دي. وبصراحه يا جماعه الموضوع سلس جدا ويعني سموث جدا يعني. الكنترولز في اللعبه كمان حلوه قوي يعني، كنترولز الضرب، كنترولز ان انت الحركات اللي هي الكومبوز، كل الكلام ده سهل ان انت تتعلمه وحلو جدا.
Yeah, you know, it's always interesting playing an iconic character like this. There's a lot of pressure to get it right, and as an actor who's played roles, you know, different roles before, like in Sunset Overdrive, in Prince of Persia, you always want to find something that's different than you've done before. So the challenge here was to find that. Luckily, I didn't have to do it all myself. I got to do it with the creative team at Insomniac, with the voice director and the action director, mocap director Chris Zimmerman, having people like Brian Intihar and John Paquette, you know, on set, working together to bring the Spider-Man to life that we wanted. It was especially challenging because I had just done Sunset Overdrive with Insomniac, and they were very concerned. They wanted to make sure that it wasn't the same. But they had a very clear vision for Spider-Man, and they felt that what I brought to it naturally went with that. And then together we were able to create the Spider-Man that you get to play in this game, and I'm so proud of it. The writing for this game has been some of the best writing that I've been privileged to have on anything that I've worked on. You can tell that everybody on this team are huge Spider-Man fans and good writers. That said, because we became a family, and the more that I started to inhabit the role, they gave me a little leeway to occasionally I would play around and riff a little bit on one thing or other. I'm assuming, because I haven't gotten to play through the game yet, I'm assuming that most of the stuff that I came up with on my own they buried because the stuff that we started with was better. But I think I probably got a few in there. It was fantastic of them to even let me, you know, play with the character as much as they let me play with it. I hear a couple lines I did at least. Some people have already said they've heard them, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. If I could fight alongside anyone in the Avengers, I know this goes against the MCU, but it would be Captain America. I think I'm definitely Team Cap all the way, and I know that's not how they've played it in the movies we've seen lately. But Chris Evans is just dreamy. You can't get around that. And I don't know. I've been a huge fan of Captain America ever since I was a little kid. There are pictures of me dressed as Captain America, as there are of me dressed as Spider-Man, as there are of me dressed as many other heroes. So, but Captain America has always been very close to my heart. So, Team Cap.
وده كان يا جماعه الايفنت بتاع اللانش بتاع لعبه سبايدر مان. لعبه هتنزل ان شاء الله يوم 7 سبتمبر. لعبه حلوه جدا جدا جدا. وبعدين قبل ما نركب الاتوبيس لعبتها فتره كمان حلوه قوي، وابتديت بقى اخش في عمق شويه اللي هو حته السكيلز والجادجتس اللي ممكن تستخدمها والبدل. في مبدئيا في كذا بدله ممكن تلبسها، وكل بدله ليها الابيليتي بتاعتها. لعبه بجد حلوه قوي. تابعونا في الفتره دي اللي بننزل فلوج تاني بكره ان شاء الله. ما تنساش لو انت متحمس سبايدر مان اعمل لايك. في جيف اواي بالتعاون مع بلاي ستيشن ميدل ايست على 5 نسخ لعبه سبايدر مان. كل اللي عليك تعمله ان انت تعمل ريتويت للتويته بتاعت الكومبيتيشن على تويتر، وتعمل سبسكرايب لقناه بلاي ستيشن الشرق الاوسط بلاي ستيشن ميدل ايست على اليوتيوب. واخر حاجه تنزل بوست على تويتر او انستجرام باستخدام هاشتاج سبايدر مان بلاي ستيشن 4. اشوفكم في الفلوج دي ان شاء الله يا جماعه. السلام عليكم.